And at very outset, I would like to thank and convey my gratitude to the organizer for this event, especially Professor Raja Bhau Patil and Professor Padmakar, the Director of Sports, of the university, and also Mr. Vikram Singh Tomar, who has introduced me, for this event. And thank you also Samiksha and Kanak. I think she's also there. Looks like for hosting this event. Thank you so much. And I hope that this presentation or this lecture will help the staff, student, and the entire community of university who are present on this platform, and otherwise also you may get benefited later on if the recordings are available to the students,
Yes,
how you can maintain your lifestyle, how you can maintain your health through exercise and good nutrition. So I'll be focusing on couple of many factors rather, uh, from exercise to your health, what are the indicators of the health, then how you can even maintain or manage your weight, body weight, which is again very important. It's not only about losing a weight, but it's about management of your weight, which I think is very important, especially for the youth. And if you see the alarming level of obesity and these overweight problems all over the world, and of course what you should eat, what should what how much you should take your protein, carbohydrate, and other things. We'll be focusing on all these things in detail in next around 70 minutes or so. Let me first quickly share my screen with you so that you can get benefit of viewing the presentation at the same time listening to me. Just give me a second, and please confirm if my screen is visible to you.
yes, sir.
Anyone? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. And just before I start my presentation formally, I just would like to once again confirm if I am audible clearly, my voice is clear. There's no
Yes, sir.
breakage.
Just adjust your camera. Just
Uh, my camera. I hope it is okay.
yeah, it's okay. Just okay, sir. Now.
Yeah, because in many times, in this in such platforms when you present, I cannot see myself usually, so difficult to
Yes.
see where my face is,
Yes, sir.
That's an invitation with a Microsoft and the Google Meet and others, some platforms, not all.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, so as you can see, the title for presentation, today's presentation, or you can say a lecture, is exercise and nutrition for the youth, but it is not limited or restricted to the youth. It is also, applicable for, at all age levels. And I also feel anyone who work in the university, whether staff and faculty, they all are youth, right? Because you work with the youth, so your spirit is like, the youth. So it also applicable to you. As you can see here on the screen itself, I have given some captions like, I mentioned here like energy in and energy out. So this is something very important when we talk about our lifestyle management, we talk about our health, how you manage between or how you balance between your energy in means what you take in every day and how you spend your energy. So that balance is the very key. And after knowing this, your energy in and energy out, the most important thing is, and especially after today's lecture, when you listen my lecture for next 70 minutes, the most important thing is the implementation. How much you implement. Of course, you will listen, but how you implement, that is the key to your success. So if you look at this screen here, the exercise, when we talk about the lifestyle management or when we talk about our good health or healthy lifestyle, the exercise is something which comes in the first. So exercise is very important. Along with exercise, the good nutrition, what you eat, that again plays an important role. So when you combine both exercise and nutrition together, that can affect your body weight, right? And then your body weight, whether it is overweight or underweight, it will affect your overall wellness. So this circle goes on. So these all are interdependent on each other. So that's very important here for you to understand. Now, again, before I go further, there are few indicators of health and wellness. How do you know that you are healthy? How do you know that you are, in the state of good wellness? You see, it's not only that if you are doing exercise, you may not be still healthy. That again depends upon many factors. Like for example, is there a absence of coronary or heart disease? What's your level of TC, that is total cholesterol, HDL, LDL, triglycerides, high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis symptoms, stress. All these are actually the indicators of health and wellness. So you have to constantly see whether through different tests or through different screening methods, the absence of cardiovascular disease, the sedentary lifestyle. If a person is not active, if the person is not doing any physical activity, you cannot assume by yourself that you are healthy. So because exercise is something very important. Sedentary lifestyle, just sitting on a chair and morning to evening or on a desk or not doing any physical activity can lead to various complications, which we will discuss, in coming slides. And many times, most of you people may be thinking that my weight is normal, for example, and so you think that you are fit. That is one of the biggest misconception among our society all over the world, rather, what I experienced when I traveled through different countries, that if a person see that his weight is normal, he think that he is fit, which is certainly a very wrong, conception. So before we take any exercise, sometimes there is you can say a barrier within your mind. Oh, can I do this exercise? Or can I do this? Can I do this or not? So there are so many barriers or hindrances in your mind. So you have to understand that all power is within you, and this is the famous quote by Swami Vivekananda. And you can do anything and everything. So if someone thinks, oh, this is not for me, or this exercise is not for me, you are wrong. So you can do anything and everything. And for this, I'll give you one example here, just to motivate you and to make you understand that exercise is not something which is very difficult. Exercise is something which everyone can do. And for this, this is an example of one of the heaviest women to finish a full marathon. Full marathon means ran 42 kilometers, which is so if a person like her, who is almost 150 kilo, if she can run a full marathon, anybody can do that. And that's why there is a saying that your body can stand almost anything. It's your mind that you have to convince. So once you convince your mind, you can always begin, you can always do any type of exercise. It's just a beginning. You have to make it just a convincing of yourself, that is which is very, very important. And therefore, I always say, in all my lectures, whenever I give lectures on healthy lifestyles, I always say that fitness is just a state of mind. It's not, if it does not fit in your mind, if it does not comes from your inside, you will never able to be fit and do exercise. And that's why there are many people who say, okay, I will do exercise from tomorrow. Maybe after listening to my lecture, some of you will start exercising tomorrow, but some of you may stop after 1 week. And that's the problem. The problem is the continuity. And that continuity will come, when these things, fitness and exercise, comes within from your mind. And these are few things which are again very important when we talk about the exercise: determination, dedication, and commitment. So if someone says, oh, I cannot exercise, or it's difficult for me, you can look at these pictures, and these are real pictures, because I myself, I used to run full marathons. Almost I have run more than 6 or 7 full marathons at present. And these are some of the real pictures which I have seen alongside with me, people are running. So if they can do in this situation, if a women can run with a stroller and this is for 42 kilometer, entire 42 kilometer, these people's, they run like this with their kids on the strollers. So this shows the determination, dedication, and commitment to the exercise. And if you don't have these three aspects, it will be very difficult for you to continue the exercise, for the lifelong. You may do exercise for 1 week, 10 days, or 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. But the important thing is you have to continue the exercise for the entire life. So exercise has to be incorporated in your lifestyle, because any exercise, if you do, you will get benefit. But once you stop the exercise, all the benefits which you have acquired in those 3 to 4 months, they will cease to exist after some time. So exercise has to be incorporated in your daily routine or daily lifestyle. So if you exercise, it will lead to the wellness, okay? And if you don't exercise, like if you are staying inactive, if there is no activity, this will lead to various hypokinetic diseases. That's what I said in my second slide. And these are some of the hypokinetic diseases which a person can get if he does not do physical exercises, or if a person remains physically inactive. So like, for example, obesity, which is very common, overweight, metabolic syndromes, okay, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. Osteoporosis means, when a person, especially in the old age, after 50 years of age, the person gets his bones become weak and porous, and that is largely because of the, inactivity. Then type 2 diabetes, low back pain, and depression. So these problems or these issues can be resolved, if you do daily 40 to 50 minutes of exercise, which again we will discuss, how much exercise you should do and the frequency and intensity and all those things. And this is what inactivity in the youth, because the lecture is focused on them. So this is what the inactivity does to the youth. Okay, when a person is inactivity, he can have the neuromuscular dysfunction. Okay, which can lead to low muscular fitness, and which can also lead to the poor fundamental movement skills. It can lead to the physical illiteracy. Physical illiteracy means the reduced movement, competence and confidence in your, and also disinterest in physical activity. It can lead to the kinsiophobia, means fear of movement. Some people, they don't want to do some activity exercise because they fear of the movement and the perceptions of discomfort. Oh, if I exercise, I will get, even I've seen, in my places here, when we ask some people or some students to do some exercise, even after they run 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 2 minutes, oh, they say, oh, teacher, I have a pain in my stomach. I'm feeling this much. I'm getting discomfort. So that's the perception of a discomfort. It is not real discomfort. So this is what inactivity does to the youth. Then, of course, if you are inactive, especially in the today's world, there will be unhealthy behaviors. You are involved in unhealthy behaviors, which is one of the unhealthy behavior is the increased screen time. So you will be most of the time either on your mobile phones or your laptops or in front of your TV screens. And one of the main reason why I do exercise every day is to get rid of my phone. So I usually every day I go out from my home at 5:30 in the evening and I come back at 7:30 for 2 hours. I like go for some 10 kilometers run, 15-kilometer runs or something like that. Of course, I am doing it for my good health, but at the same time, I am away from my phone, for at least for 2 hours. So this is again very important in today's world. And then the last one is the injury and illness. So if a person is inactivity, he can get chronic diseases, which we have seen in the previous slide, and many activity related injuries he can also get. So these are some of the, consequences of inactivity in youth. And this is actually not related now, but this I want to discuss because this is actually what happens when in last 2 years, when we, of course, COVID-19 is still there, but it's not that prevalent. But especially during the COVID-19, when it was, like very much in our society all over the world. So COVID-19 has, that it has affected your lungs. The lungs were the most which are affected. And when you do exercise, basically exercise actually help your lungs, to be more efficient and more effective. And that's why, if you have heard in COVID-19, especially when it was, at its peak, you are advised to stay physically activity, and those people who are more active, those people who were exercising earlier, they are less affected by the COVID-19. We cannot say that you can completely like go away from that, but those people are less affected because when you do exercise, it develops your immunity. So exercise increases your immunity, and when you have more immunity, you are less affected to the COVID-19. And this stays not only true for COVID-19, but this is also true for other, other type of infections also, So it's not only about COVID-19 that, oh, now COVID-19 is almost like over, if we say, but this is true for other infectious diseases also, which are prevalent or which may come in future. So exercise, why I'm showing this screen is to make you understand that exercise is very important for you to stay healthy and stay away from many diseases. So it's exercise seems to be very challenging for some person. Okay, I can understand that. So and if I ask some of you to do exercise, you may be giving many reasons, many excuses. Oh, I cannot do this, I cannot do that because of so many reasons, right? And you will say, oh, this is very challenging, very difficult, very tough. I don't get time. This like so many things. So, and that's why it is very important whenever, and any person comes to me and he asks me for any exercise program or he asks me for a nutritional program, I just don't give anything, like randomly to anyone, because, any exercise program you do must be enjoyable. If I ask you to run, okay, you go for run 10 kilometer and you are not interested in running, that's not a sport which you like. So you will quit after some time. So any activity you do, any exercise you do must be enjoyable so that it can be successfully incorporated into person's lifestyle. So this is very important, which I believe, that any exercise program should be incorporated into person's lifestyle. And that is why you see many people ask me, oh, I do exercise, I lose weight, then I again gain my weight. So after some time, they again regain whatever weight they have lost. Why it is so? It is because, all those programs are faulty. You see, this overweight program, overweight problem, it's not something new. This is there for decades and decades.
So please.
Sir, he's not audible.
Sir, please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
Okay, is that okay?
Okay.
No?
Yeah. Okay, sir. Yeah.
So it's for quite long or just now?
No. Just for 1 minute. Okay, it's
okay. So any exercise program we offer or we give to any person, it should be such that a person can do it for lifestyle. So I don't believe in if you go and you do, okay, this is a 6-month program, this is a 3 months program, it's a 12 weeks program. I hear a lot of such programs, in fitness industries and also for the diet also. But my question is why there is a 12 weeks program? Why there is a 6-month program? What does it mean? It does not mean anything. So it means you are giving exercise only for 6 months, or you are suggesting to do exercise to some person for 12 weeks or 14 weeks or 16 weeks. And that's where the problem lies. So any program you give, it should be for the entire life. And when a person incorporates that programs into his lifestyle, he will not leave it. But if you do any exercise, any program, and if it interferes in your daily routine, for example, you are a student and you have a routine, you have a schedule for your study. And if a particular exercise program which has been offered to you, if it interferes in your study, of course, you will miss it, right? You will skip it. But if it is incorporated in such a way that it complements your study, you will be doing that exercise program. So it has to be very carefully planned individually from person to person. So we cannot just say, okay, this is a program for 200 students. No. So it has to be individually planned for each person according to his daily routine, according to his daily activities. And how much exercise? Now the question is how much exercise and what exercise you should do. So actually there are, if you look at the recommendations from the World Health Organization and also American Council for Sports Medicine, a person should do around 150 to 300 minutes of moderate activity every week. This is like a minimum. You must do that. If you do less than this, you are not going to get any substantial benefit. So you can do aerobic activity. Aerobic means you can do running, walking, jogging, not talking, okay? Running, walking, jogging, and swimming, playing football. All these are aerobic activities. And then you should do like 3 days of aerobic and 2 days of resistance training. Resistance training means you can exercise with the weight in the gym. And if in my personal opinion, running is the best form of activity which you can always do anywhere, anytime, without any equipment, without any support from anyone else. So many times, if you want to go to the gym, you have to travel. If you want to go for a swimming, you have to travel to a certain place or take membership, right? But running you can do anywhere without any, without any facilities. And this is physical activity pyramids, which again you can follow, in which you can see on the top there is a aerobic activities, which is like running, swimming, and walking, and it should be like equal to or more than 60 minutes of you know moderate activity, every day. You can also do strength activities. Strength is like, you go to the gym and lift weight, or you can do some jumps and something like that. And skill activities, which are like playing volleyball, football, basketball, badminton, whatever game you like. So there should be a combination of these three types of activity. And if you do such, you can certainly, remain, in a good shape and good state. So how to build your program? If you want to build your program to exercise, how you can do that? So first of all, you have to dedicate a time for activity. You can't just say, okay, I will start exercise from tomorrow. It will not work. So you have to find a suitable time in your daily routine. Okay, this is a time for me, and you have to choose a time which does not interfere in your daily routine. And then you should choose a right activity for you. Which is the right activity for you, which activity you like most. You choose that activity, then choose the right intensity, like how hard you should do the exercise. You should run very fast or run slow or run for a long duration. That is very important. And then the most important, which I believe, is an active family. So if I do exercise in my family, it does not make sense that much until unless I have an active family. So if I'm a father, I'm a head of the family, I do exercise, I should motivate and encourage my family, my wife, my kids to do the exercise. So it is not that only you have to stay healthy. So you can't say that I am doing exercise. If you do, your family should also involve in exercise. That's what we call as an active family. So if family is active, then the members in the family, will motivate each other, and this will keep, the activity levels, alive within your family. And these are some of the exercises. Like sometimes, there may be a problem, there may be a rain, there may be a weather conditions, weather may be very hot outside, very cold. And maybe like, for example, in the lockdown, when we have, in the COVID-19, for example, if you cannot go out, you have a time restraint, then you can do many exercises in your home. You see, you don't need a space. If you see in these pictures, you just need a very small space in your room, and you can do almost every kind of activities, from strength to aerobics to stretching to flexibility. Everything you can do within your, home. And you 30 minutes, is more than enough. You can do exercises in front of watching a TV program, right? So if you want, there are a lot of options for that. I'm again showing you some of more examples here. You can go for the strength. You can see here, building your strength. And you can see here, you can use, there's some household items like which I've shown in the previous screen. You can use the chairs, etc., for your for flexibility and other exercises. So there are a lot of exercises, like you can see here. This is I just taken a few, and you can choose according to your interests, according to the abilities. So you can do so many things, within a very small confined space. So the point here to make is that exercise is not difficult. Exercise is not something which you say I cannot do it. So it can be easily done, within a very small and confined space. Also, you don't have to take membership of a gym. You don't have to go out really to spend time, because the many times you have to travel 30 minutes in your car to do exercise for 30 minutes. You go to the gym and you train yourself for 30 minutes. You drive back car for 30 minutes. You come back in 30 minutes. So you spend 1 hour in traveling to do exercise for 30 minutes. So it does not really make much sense. So the next one is a weight management. How can you manage your body weight? Before I talk to you about how how you should manage your weight, there are a few questions which you should ask yourself first, like how and why did you gain weight? Why do you want to lose weight? What will you achieve by losing a weight? What are the benefits of weight loss? Is simply eating less enough? Sometimes people, they as I said, they take different diets like keto diet. People go with a liquid diet, water diet, intermittent fasting, eating only 2 times, in a day. And people take very less calories, like 1200 calories diet, 800 calories diet. Is simply eating less enough? And I can give you example of those who are playing some sports and who know cricket, like Shane Warne. Some almost a year back, Shane Warne, he died because of the cardiac problem. And what we hear about him, that he was on a liquid diet for some long time. So there are many things when you go for like these unregular dietary restrictions. There can be many negative and side effect of those things. So is simply eating less enough? How do you know that you are overweight? Now, some people say I'm overweight, but how do you know that? Did you check your BMI or did you check your body fat percent? That's very important. You should, to know you are overweight, you should first know that what is your body fat percent, how much percent is your body fat. Will weight loss make you healthy? Now you will say yes, but then the question comes, how it will make. Do you want to lose fat or muscle? That again a very important question. If you are managing your weight, or if you are going for a weight loss program, do you want to lose fat or do you want to lose muscles? Certainly, if I ask this question, you will say, yeah, I want to lose fat only, not muscles. But do you know that almost 90% of the program which you are following does not, lose fat from your body? It does lose, rather muscles. So which is not a healthy way of losing weight. So what are the parameters of good health? If you say that I want to be healthy, so what are the parameters of a good health? You should know that. If your weight is normal, will you not get cardiovascular disease, or will you not get diabetes, or will you not get high blood pressure? Again, that's a question, and which is not true. Like, even if a person is normal weight, he can still get high blood pressure, and he can still get. And if I am not wrong, I have seen many people who are in a normal weight, and we see they get angiography, they get some heart problems and all. Most of the lean people, they get somebody who looks very lean and thin, and you see suddenly they get these problems. So the weight, just normal weight, is also not something which is enough for you to understand. Now, when we go for the weight loss programs or something like that, our first thing is, okay, let me do dieting. Let me cut calories in my these. And this is what every dietitian, every nutritionist will offer you. But are these diets successful? Certainly not. If you see here, on my screen, I've shown you here, everybody is looking for the answer, but it is not easy to find. Almost all diets are unsuccessful. Believe me, almost all diets are unsuccessful. Why I'm saying is that if all these diets which are available to lose your weight, if these diets are good and successful, why the number of people who are obese is increasing by every year? It's not only India, around the world, that if you look at the data, the number of people who are obese, who are overweight, is increasing year by year. And now this problem has come to the adolescent. This problem has come to the child also. So all these diet programs are basically, we can say, unsuccessful. They are not successful. Why the weight loss is regained within a year or so? If you lose a weight, you follow a particular diet. For example, you follow a keto diet. Just let me give an example. After 1 year, you again regained all the weight you have lost. Why? Why it happened? So it means that that diet is not successful. And believe me, the diet products are $1 billion industry. It's a huge business, but still people are fat. So think wisely before you take up any of such programs. Again, being a lean does not mean that you are fit. This is what I said in the beginning also. If you look lean, it does not mean that you are fit. And this is what I have experienced, myself also. And when I counsel people, at different age and different levels. So when sometimes I go for some conferences and I go around, I go in my social circle, even my students, they say, teacher, why do you do exercise? Why do you run? You are fit. I said, I'm fit because I exercise. And why they say I'm fit? Because they're looking at my appearance. So you look at the people appearance and then you make a comment, oh, you are fit. Come on, fitness is nothing to do with your body weight. First, remove this, misconception from your mind that if you look slim and trim that you are fit. No, you can say you are lean, but you can't say, you can't define, you cannot say that, oh, I'm fit or he is fit or she is fit. That's again a barrier. So when you look slim, you look lean, you don't do exercise because you assume yourself, oh, I don't have to do exercise, my weight is normal. So the fitness has nothing to do with your body weight. And person who is obese, a person who is overweight can be more fit than someone who is lean. So even if you're overweight, you can be more fit. You can be still more healthy compared to someone who is lean. So just being a lean does not make any sense. You have to do exercise, and you can say fit only if you are exercising. So again, the question comes diet or exercise when it comes to the weight loss, how you manage your body weight. The first question everyone asks whether I should diet or whether I should exercise. So working out is just as important as diet when it comes to maintaining your weight loss. So even the research suggests that physical activity, it is a physical activity rather than the reducing calorie intake, which is responsible for keeping the weight off. So you have to have the combination of both diet and exercise. If you just lose your body weight by dieting, what will happen? You will lose only the muscles from your body. You are not going to lose fat from your body. And this is an unhealthy loss of body weight. So if I start an exercise program, will I automatically lose body fat? Again, this is a question, which many people ask that if I start exercising, so will I automatically lose body fat? So remember, to lose body fat, you need to create a calorie deficit, which is very important. If you are not able to create a calorie deficit, you will not lose weight. And if you look at here, the last sentence, many times people, they do exercise and what happened? After they come home, they take a generous amounts of calories that replace all those they burned off. So they will do 30 minutes of brisk walking and come home, take 2 glasses of juice. Oh, I have done exercise a lot, and take something unhealthy they will eat. So whatever calories they have burned in exercising, they have regained all those calories by taking those extra, extra food, after exercising. So you have to create a calorie deficit, and deficit should be around 500 calories, at least 500 calories in a day. You have to make the deficit between energy in and energy out. We'll discuss that, in coming slides. Now, to reduce the fat around my stomach and hips, should I do lots of sit-ups every day? Now, this is again a very, a big misconception among all. Okay, I want to lose, fat around my tummy or stomach, so they just start doing the sit-ups. This will not help. When you lose fat from your body, you lose it from everywhere, not just from the part of your body you are exercising. It does not mean that if you do sit-ups, you will lose fat only from your stomach. So you will lose the body fat in equal proportion from all part of your body. Now, these are some of the weight loss guidelines. If you want to lose your body weight, you should lose it slowly. Okay, don't be fast. Don't try to lose the entire body weight in 1 or 2 months. You did not gain body weight in 1 month, 2 months. You gain it over a period of years. So have a long-term target. So it should be like 10% over a period of 6 months. So if you are 100 kilo and you want to lose 10 kg of your body weight, you should lose that 10 kg in 6 month period, not in a 1 month period. Okay, that is, that will make, your weight loss program more sustainable and achievable. And for that, it is very important your energy balance, that how much you eat and how much you spend. That's called a weight management. If you eat more and you spend less, what will happen? You will increase your body weight. If you eat less and you spend more, you will be underweight, which is again unhealthy. So you should have a balance of energy. How much you are eating, you should spend that much at the end of the day. So you should set your goal and always remember that you should be, when you are in any weight loss program, you should gain the muscles, right? So your muscles should become bigger at the end of the program and your fat should be less. So this is what should be your targets, increasing the muscle mass and decreasing the fat mass after the weight loss programs. Then you should check your body composition, means you should know before you start any weight loss program, you should know what is the percentage of fat in your body. And after 6 weeks, after 8 weeks, or after 1 month, whatever is your target, again check your body fat percent. If your body fat percent is not reducing, it means you did not lose body weight. You might lose some weight, but at the end, you should not be losing weight, rather you should be losing only body fat. Then when you are in any energy restrictions, okay, for example, you are restricting your diet. So when you restrict your diet, make sure that you eat good amount of protein. You should not be low on a protein when you are restricting your energy. And if you are just trying to lose weight, if you're just trying to lose weight only by restrictions of calories, what will happen? You will lose, greater muscle mass and less fat mass. So if you don't exercise and you just try to lose weight by the energy restrictions, means by dieting, for example, so you are losing the greater muscle mass and less fat mass. And when you return back to your normal diet, you will not regain the same amount of muscle mass which you lost, but you will regain more fat mass. So this is what one of the negative aspects of energy restrictions. And as I said here, if you are in energy restrictions, means you are dieting, you should increase your protein content. You should take around 2.4 grams of protein per day. And if you take more protein in your food, you can, basically lose, more weight, and more rapidly you can lose. So this is according to the study. And when you are in a weight loss program, as I said, you should be doing both restricting the energy and also exercise. So in exercise also, you should be doing resistance training, and at the same time, you should do the aerobic training. So resistance training plus aerobic, you should combine these both, and then you can lose your fat. So for losing fat is very important. You will not lose fat until and unless you don't involve yourself in exercise in a weight loss program. Okay. And then, of course, you have to create a calorie deficit. Your protein levels should be from 1.2 to 1.6 gram per kg of your body weight, and you have to restrict your carbohydrates and fat. Of course, there is a question that can I gain muscle when I'm losing weight? Yes, you can gain muscle mass when you are losing weight, and that should be your target. So while losing fat, you can always gain the muscle mass, and there is a program for this. As I said, you can do it, and this is a program on your screen. You should do 4 weeks of exercise, 6 times in a week, 2 times resistance training, 1 time plyometric training, and 3 times high intensity interval training. If you do this, you can increase your muscle mass and you can decrease your fat mass. And whenever you want to check your body weight, you should always check your body weight on the weekdays. Never check your body weight on the weekends. Usually on the weekends, we eat very lavishly. We eat, higher intakes, and we don't do activities. So your body weight is normally high on the weekends. So you should check your body weight on the weekdays to get the correct picture of your body weight. And you should do around 45 to 60 minutes of daily exercise, which can help you prevent from normal weight individuals from becoming the overweight. And you should be, now one more thing here, is the resting metabolic rate. Your resting metabolic rate, should be very high. If your resting metabolic rate is low, you will lose less weight. If your resting metabolic rate, is high or it is more, then you can, at the same time, without even doing any exercise, you can burn more calories from your body. So don't follow very few calorie diets. They are no more effective than any other methods in the long term. These very few calorie diets can be effective in a short term, but not in the long term. And these low energy intakes or low calorie diets, body protein is broken down and potassium is excreted, and this will lead to the depletion of potassium from your body, and which can result in irregular heartbeats. And that's why you see many people who are on liquid diets, who are on low calorie diets, they die because of the heart attacks and all. Okay. And you should always, this is very important, this paragraph, to understand. When you go to the gym, sometime, your fitness expert can tell you, okay, come to my gym and you will lose 3 kg body weight in 1 hour. They will advertise like this. Okay, come and we'll make you lose 3 kilo, 4 kilo in 1 hour or 2 hours in one session, they will say. Of course, you will lose. When I run marathon, when I go for a competition, I run every day. So when I run marathons, I lose 5 kilo in a single shot, 5 kilo. But that is a temporary loss of weight. And why you lose 3 kilo and 4 kilo, you have to see here that every 3 grams of water is, sorry, every 1 gram of glycogen, you spend 1 gram of glycogen as energy and you lose 3 grams of water along with that. So if you burn, say, 100 grams of glycogen from your body, so when you exercise, glycogen is always burned from your muscles, energy is taken from your muscles. So if you lose 100 grams of glycogen from your body, at the same time, you are losing 300 grams of water. So basically, you are losing like 400 grams of body weight, which is a temporary. So don't fall into those catchy phrases in the gyms and all. Okay, and if you follow a very low carbohydrate diet, which is again not very much recommended, because this will force your liver to produce much needed glucose. Then the glucose will be produced from your liver, and the source of carbons for this glucose is mostly protein, which comes from the muscles. So you are losing muscles. If you are on low carbohydrate diet, you will be losing weight, but you'll be losing weight from your muscles, not from your body fat. Now let's come to the last section of my presentation, which is nutrition. And nutrition is, as I said in the beginning, nutrition is very important for your health. Sometimes we can say it may be of less percentage compared to the exercise, but it can be a very limiting factor. If means, for example, let me just give you, for example, if you are not taking proper nutrition, proper diet, and so what will happen, your growth will be restricted. Means it will limit the growth, means you have the potential to reach at certain level. But if you don't take proper nutrition, it will limit the growth of your body. So it is a limiting factor. So when anything is a limiting factor, it becomes very important. It may be of less importance, maybe 10%, 20%, but it becomes, you can say, essential. Rather, I will say the word essential. So what you should be eating, you should be taking a varied and wholesome nutrient-rich diet. Okay. Remember these two words, varied. Varied means not eating same thing every day. Okay. Varied and wholesome, which includes the whole foods, nutrient-rich diet that meets your energy requirements. So we all have energy requirements, and I'll show you in the next slide how can you calculate how much energy you need every day. You should know, okay, how much you should eat. How do you know that? And I'll show you in that next slide about that requirement. So that meets your energy needs, and which is largely based on the fruits and vegetables, animal meats, oils, and carbohydrate if you are eating a non-vegetarian food, beans, legumes, grains, if you are a vegetable based person, and which ensure adequate vitamins and minerals. And at the end, maintaining hydration means taking the proper quantity of water along with the salt replacement. So this is, very important. And we always say the food first approach. Many times, many young people, they go with the supplements. Okay, I want to take protein powder. I want to take protein supplements or food supplements. So supplements should not be taken, until and unless, it is essential because of some reason. So always food first approach is, something which we should follow. Now, how do you know how much energy you need? I think it is 1 hour. Almost.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just finishing in next 10 minutes. How do you know what is your requirements for
sir,
the?
You can
Yeah.
continue up to 10:30, no problem.
Okay.
So we'll have question answer hours in last 30 minutes.
Okay.
10:30 to 11.
Okay. So 10:30 means it is 8 o'clock my time here.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a time, lapse. So in my watch, the time is 7:30
Yes,
here.
yes, yes.
Okay, so I'm just,
So here in
So
India,
you can
it's
continue for more 20 to 25 minutes.
yeah, no
okay.
problem.
No issues.
So let me just uh, start my stopwatch again. Okay. So how much energy you need, that is very important for you to understand. Now, what you see on your screen, you can take a screenshot of this. This will help you a lot, in future to calculate. And this is very, it looks very, big formulas, but it's very simple. If you look at this, is very simple. And these are all, valid equations and widely used in the field of nutrition and sports to calculate the energy requirements. So with this calculations, you can first find what is your resting metabolic rate, which is called RMR. Now, just to make you understand what is RMR, RMR means this is the minimum amount of energy you need every day for the proper functioning of your body. Means if your RMR is 1600 calories, for example, then you should take every day at least 1600 calories, because this is a calorie which is required. If you sleep for the whole day, you are just lying on a bed 24 hours, still you need 1600 calories for normal functioning of your kidneys, your lungs, your intestine, your stomach, your heart, everything, So this is a calorie required. So, and that is why, why I'm saying focusing on RMR. Why? Because there's so many diets, so many weight loss programs which will offer you 1200 calories diet, 800 calories diet, so which is certainly less than your RMR. So it means such diets are interfering with the normal functioning of your body. And that's how many times, rather than losing weight, many people, they affect their health negatively. So first calculate the RMR using this equation, and then use that RMR in these two equations. Okay, so to calculate what is the energy requirement for you for a day. Like for example, if a person is sedentary, sedentary means you don't do anything. You are just inactive person sitting on a chair whole day, no physical activity, no exercise. Then you can use any of the two equations. Like let's say this is the easier one, the bottom one. Okay, if your RMR is say 1600 calories, which you have calculated in the previous slide, and you should enter here PAL, physical activity level, from the right side. So 1.25. Then you will see what is your daily energy requirement. If you are low active means you do some walking, you do some activity, you go to your classes by walking, you are doing some, like a lot of walking every day. It means you are a low active person, then you can use this value 1.5. If you are active, active means you do some running, walking, jogging, you some play football, you play badminton, you do some exercises, you play some sport, three times, 3 times in a week, 3 to 4 times in a week, then you are an active person, you can use 1.75. And very active means if you are every day you do exercise, say for 40 to 50 minutes or like 60 minutes exercise every day, then you are a very active person, then you can use 2.2. So just multiply your RMR, that is resting metabolic rate, by any of these values according to your level, and then you will know what is your energy requirements. So from this, you can understand that energy requirements are different for each person. My energy requirements, for example, if I am not wrong, it is something around 3,500 calories every day. I'm 50 years old, but still I need 3,500 calories. Why? Because I do a lot of exercise every day. Yesterday also I did 12 kilometers run. Today I will go in the evening 15 kilometers run. So I'm very active. So I need to eat lot to maintain my weight. My problem is that I have to eat lot, because otherwise I start losing weight. I am 68 kilo. 69 kilo now. But if I don't eat that much, I will be 66 very soon. And if I stop exercising, I will be 70, 71, 72. So it is balancing your requirements. So now most of the adult person who are sedentary, for example, you are not doing any physical activity, your energy requirements are somewhere between 2000 to 2200 calories every day. But if you are, little bit active, then you need around 2500 calories. So once you know, okay, this is the requirement of energy for me in a day. Then you can plan your nutrition. Then you can plan your diet, what I should eat, how much I should eat. So the point here is that if your requirement for a calorie is say 2000 calories in a day, then you should not be eating more than 2000. Then if you eat more than 2000, what will happen? You will gain weight and you become overweight. And if you eat less than 2000, there will be a calorie deficit and you will lose weight. So everything depends upon, your this energy requirements for a day. Now, when you exercise, now because I have seen many people, okay, I want to lose weight, they say, and they start exercising. And as sometimes, many times I see people, they run very fast and then they start walking. Then after 2 minutes, again, they run very fast and they stop walking. Then I ask many times, such people, why are you running fast? No, doctor, if I run fast, I will lose more fat from my body. But they should know that's not true. You should know that when you do exercise at any intensity, from which there are different energy systems in your body, from where the energy is coming. So if you exercise very fast or if you run very fast, you do high intensity exercise, what will happen? Most of the energy will come from the muscle glycogens. You can see here, if you exercise at 75% of intensity, that is 75% of your VO2 max, most of the energy is coming from your glycogen, that is carbohydrates. If we I say in a very layman word, most of the energy will be coming from your carbohydrates. Very less energy is coming from the fat. You can see this is the free fatty acids. Very less energy is coming from the fat sources. So if your target is, if your objective is to lose fat from your body, then you should not be running fast. You should run slow and for long duration. So when you exercise slowly, for example, if you see when you exercise at a 40% intensity, you are burning less calories from your carbohydrate, more calories from the fat sources. These are the fat sources. So you should be exercising at a slow speed, but for a longer duration. As soon as you start running fast, what will happen? Energy will start coming from your glucose, from your muscles, from the liver. And again, you stop. By the time again you walk for like for example, 2-3 minutes, by the time the system adjusts itself, you start again running fast and again energy will come from the, so you are not losing fat basically. And that's why many people who complained, oh, I did exercise, today I have run 30 minutes, but I didn't lose, much of the weight. Problem is the program. You did not plan it properly. Now let's come to various nutrients like protein and carbohydrate. So how much protein you need? Now this is that here there are two figures. One is for a person who does not exercise, then you need around 0.6 to 0.8 grams of proteins per kg of your body weight. So it means if you are 70 kilo person, for example, if your body weight is 70 kilo, then you need around 42 to 60 grams. Say, roughly we can say you need 60 grams of protein. Okay, but if you do exercise, then the protein requirements increase. Then you need around 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kg of your body weight. And remember, the well-chosen vegetarian diets can also meet all your protein requirements. So even if you are a plant-based, you take a plant-based, diet, you can still meet all the requirements for protein from those diets. Now, for the protein, especially, the person who wants to go to the gym, even I see this, whenever anyone, any students or any person, they come to me and say, I want to start exercising from tomorrow. I want to go to gym tomorrow. And the first question they ask me usually, and this is very true, 7 out of 10% they ask me, what should I eat? So they will not go, they will go to the gym in the night or in the evening. So in the daytime, they ask me, uh, how much protein should I eat? Which protein powder should I buy? Which protein supplement should I buy? So I see many people, before they go to the gym, they go to the pharmacy. Before they go to the gym, they go to the pharmacy, they will buy first the protein powders and these and all those things, and then they'll go to the gym, assuming that they are low on protein, which is completely wrong. You don't have to take any form of supplement. You don't have to take any form of a protein powder, protein supplements, or anything in any such food. Your daily regular diet can fulfill your protein requirements very easily. And I'll give you those examples, in coming slides. So you don't need more than 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein. Maximum you can go is up to 2 grams of protein per kg of your body weight. And remember, your body can use only 20 to 25 grams of protein at one time. So many times what happens, people, they take their breakfast is very, mostly carbohydrates. They don't take enough protein in breakfast and lunch also. And they think, okay, now dinner, I will take a good dinner, a heavy meal in a dinner. And they will take all the proteins in one time in dinner. And they assume that they have fulfilled the requirements of protein for that day, which is certainly wrong, because your body can use only 20 to 25 grams of protein at one time. So if you're taking, say, 50 grams of protein in your meal, 25 grams of protein is going waste. It will not be used by your body. So you should keep that in mind. Now, this is actually this slide. Actually, I placed little, wrong place. It should be before this slide. So this is about your body fat percentages. This should be actually in the place where I was talking about your body fat, body weight loss. So this is, your what should be the percentage of your body fat. So you see, if you are, we can say, your body fat is 15 to 20%. That is acceptable for the male. We can see average, and for the female it is 24 to 30. So anything above that is called as overweight, and which is harmful. So ideally, I suggest your body fat should be, in a this range, 11 to 14% for male and 16 to 23% for female. So this is, the ideal range, but acceptable is 15 to 20 and 24 to 30. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this. This will help you in future. And okay, this is correct. So this is the amount of protein. Again, at different. If you are not doing anything, you need 0.8. If you are doing some recreation exercise, you need 1.1 to 1.6. And like this, you can see here. So maximum you can see you can take is 2 grams of protein per kg of your body weight, not more than that. In any case, this is not going to benefit you at all. Believe me, there is no benefit in your muscle protein synthesis. And these are some of the good sources of the lean protein. So you can, if you are a vegetarian, non-vegetarian, you can go with the skinless chicken, or you can fish, egg whites. Don't go with the yellow part of the white of the egg. And lean ground meat, low fat, non-fat milk, yogurt, protein powder supplements. Here it is said, but this is again in some medical conditions, not for the healthy person. Okay, remember, this is on recommendation from a doctor if there are like a protein deficiency in a person, not for a regular person. Then there are some of the beans, lentils, kidney beans, soybeans are again good source of lean protein. Then these are some of the good sources of the healthy fat, like the nuts, almonds, peanuts, walnuts, seeds. In the seeds, you have the flax seeds, sunflower. These are a good source of the fat. This is for the someone who is taking the fish, okay? And the vegetable oils, if you look at the canola, olive, and sunflower oil are considered as a good source of a healthy fat. Now, what is the optimum amount of protein after the exercise? Once you finish your exercise, how much protein you should be taking? So you should be taking around 0.3 to 0.4 grams of protein per kg of your body weight after you finish your gym training. For example, if you go to the gym, you lift some body weight, how much protein you should eat after that? Roughly, it comes to 30 to 40 grams of protein, and that should be taken within first 45 minutes after the exercise, not beyond that. Is protein supplementation useful for you? Again, the protein supplementation may not be useful for you. Again, it depends upon many factors. So it might be beneficial, but only in case of if you are, playing some professional sports, you are an Olympic level athlete or national level athlete, and your travel time, your training conditions are such that you are not able to meet your dietary requirements. So there are ifs and buts for this protein supplementation. But for a normal person, certainly this is not recommended. Okay, so protein supplements may not be useful if you are living a normal life and you don't have a protein deficiency. What is the best source of a protein? Now, again, this is again a question among many people, that is animal protein good or plant protein good? Which is the best? Certainly, if you look at the scientific evidence, we can say that animal-based proteins are better than the plant-based proteins. And the reason for that is only one reason, that is the the leucine. Leucine is an amino acid, which is considered as a very important, especially for the muscle protein synthesis. So this leucine content is found more in animal-based protein, and that is why we say the animal-based proteins are better. But it is there are exceptions, like for the plant-based proteins. If you look at a maize, millet, red kidney beans, they are also having a good amount of leucine content. So some plant-based proteins also have a good leucine content. The problem with the plant-based protein is that you have to eat the plant-based proteins in a more quantity and in varied quantity compared to the animal-based. Now, which protein are best? Whey protein. Now, I think most of you know what is a whey protein. Whey is, a liquid part when you separate the milk, from the fat to the liquid. That the liquid part is actually a whey. And whey protein is why we say the whey protein is best. Again, the best depends upon conditions, when in which condition and at what time you are taking that protein. If you are taking protein immediately after the exercise, or immediately before the exercise, or during the exercise, if you have a very long duration exercise program, then the whey protein is best. Why? Because the whey protein can be very rapidly digested and absorbed in your body compared to the other protein. And that is why many times people say the whey protein is best. But on other times in your regular food, in your regular diet, you don't need a whey protein. Then carbohydrate, how much carbohydrate you need? You need around, you can see here, there is no fixed number, but it again depends upon what you are doing. It can range from 3 grams per kg of your body weight up to 12 grams per kg of your body weight. So if you are not doing any hard exercise, then you need around 3 to 5 grams. But if you're doing a very high exercise, high intense exercise, then you need around 8 to 12 grams of carbohydrate per kg of your body weight. So it all depends upon your activity levels. Does sugar cause diabetes? Now, this is a very controversial question I am asking, because most of you will say yes, right? I don't see anyone here will say no, but I will say no, because the problem is not about the sugar. It's all about the calories. It's all about the lack of exercise. So I will say no, sugar does not cause diabetes. The problem is less about sugar and more about lack of exercise. For example, if I'm running every day 15 kilometers, and if I take 2 spoons of sugars in my coffee or in my tea, it does not matter. I need that. I need those extra calories. But if you don't do any exercise, you are living a very inactive lifestyle, then of course sugar is not good for you. So it all depends upon the context, in which context we are saying. So sugar may be good for athletes if you're doing very exercises, but sugar may not be good if you are not doing any exercises. Are all carbohydrates equal? So there are carbohydrates which are slow and fast. Some of the carbohydrates which can be digested rapidly in your body, and some takes time. Okay, so again it depends upon in which context you are taking a carbohydrate. So if, for example, I have to take a carbohydrate immediately I finish my exercise, my training, then I should go with the fast carbohydrates. But in normal meal I should go with the slow one. Okay. Now, is carbohydrate fattening? Again, most of you will say yes, it is fattening, but the truth is that no, it is not fattening itself. Carbohydrate is not fattening in itself. There are 3 micronutrients. You understand: carbohydrate, protein, and fat. Carbohydrate gives you only 4 calories. Protein also gives you 4 calories, while the fat gives you 9 calories per 100 per gram. So it is the excess calories that results in fattening. It's not about fat or carbohydrate or protein. It is the excess calories which can come from any source of food, whether come from carb or from fat or from protein, which results in the fattening, more specifically excess fat calories. So you have to understand that conversion of calories to fat from the carbohydrate is limited, because you burn carbohydrate when you exercise. So your body prefer to burn carbohydrate and stores fat because metabolic cost of converting excess calories from carbohydrate into fat is 23% of ingested calories. On the other hand, excess fat is easily stored. So if you look at it in a scientific way, carbohydrate itself is not fattening, it is the excess of calories. Now, white bread is nutritionally worthless and is a waste of calories. Again, this is not a fact. It's not that I always take white bread personally. I don't like a brown bread because I'm living a very active lifestyle and I don't just rely my food on white bread. I combine my white bread with other, whole, with the other wholesome diet. So the fact is that it is not true, although it is not a whole grain food, but it is not a bad food, right? It can be easily balanced into the wholesome diet. Most of the white breads are enriched with vitamin B and iron. So if we eat only whole grains, we might not get enough of folates or vitamin B. So the point here is that you have to balance. If you are taking a white bread, you have to balance with your wholesome diet. If you're balancing it, it's okay, but if you are just relying on the white bread, of course, then it is not good. Now the last one is the rehydration after the exercise. So or when you do any exercise, any high intensity program, how much water you should drink. So normally how much water you drink depends upon how much water you lose in the form of a sweat during exercise. So you should be drinking around 1.2 to 1.5 liters of water for each kg of weight loss in your training or competition or after the exercise. So for example, if you do exercise and you lose 1 kg of your body weight, then you should drink 1.2 liters of water, immediately post exercise. So this is the thumb rule. There is no specific quantity. It depends upon how much water how much body weight you are losing. And how do you know how much body weight you are losing after exercise? Before you start exercise, check your body weight, okay? And after you finish, again, check your body weight and you will know how much body weight you are losing. According to that, you can plan your, rehydration drink. And what is the best hydration drink? If I may be biased because I personally like that, and but I'm not biased. The research also show that the milk is a good option as a hydration drink. And if you look at here or in this research, if you look at here the milk, no, it gives you a very good. The hydration index is almost like equal to any other source. So milk not only gives you the fluid, the required fluid after the exercise, it gives you the carbohydrate, that is a glycogen, which can be absorbed quickly. It also gives you the required protein. So I would rather add here one more thing, which I always suggest for everyone, that after the any hard training, any hard exercise, combine the milk with the banana. Then make a smoothie, like we can say banana shake, and add some honey into it, milk, honey, and banana. And this is one of the best drink within first 45 minutes after the exercise. And I think I'll come to the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for giving me a patience hearing. I know there are so many things which could have been discussed. There are so many topics in nutrition also, but the time is limited. At some other time, we can discuss many other things. In nutrition, it is a very wide area. And if you have any questions, you are always free to ask me through this email later on if you have any questions about nutrition or exercise later on. Thank you so much. And over to the moderator for the further session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now students are ready with the questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. So we have some enthusiastic friends and students who are ready to ask some questions. So Arya Paturkar, she's asking, sir, what's better, shorter workouts more frequently or fewer workouts that are longer or more intense?
Say again.
Sir, what's better, shorter workouts more frequently or fewer workouts for a longer and more intense?
Okay, I understand. And this is a very common question, and I think many people would like the first option, that shorter workout, So again, it depends upon, you see, any exercise for the purpose of good health, it should be at least of minimum 20 minutes duration. minimum 20-minute duration, and your heart rate must increase, at least, up between 140 to 160 beats per minute. I would say around 160 beats per minute, your heart rate should increase up to that level, and minimum 20 minutes duration, then you will get the benefit on your heart and on your lungs. So any exercise which is of shorter duration will not be beneficial for your cardiovascular system. So if you do a very shorter duration exercise with high intensity, so that means that can be effective for developing your certain abilities if you are training for some specific purpose. But as long as it comes to the cardiovascular adaptation, or for your lungs, better lungs and better heart function, you need to exercise longer duration, okay, with low intensity. I would suggest a longer duration with a low intensity. Like for example, you should run or jog for 40 minutes. Okay, instead of doing a 20 minutes fast running, you should go with a 40 minutes of slow running, to be very, very, very precise. So 20-minute fast running is not that much beneficial. 40 minutes of slow running is more beneficial. And as I said, like many people, they do, okay, they will run 2 minutes very fast, and then 2 minutes they will walk. 2 minutes run very fast, 2 minutes very slow. This is like a shorter workout of high intensity, which is again not beneficial for the cardiovascular health. It is beneficial in some other way, in some other form, okay, but not beneficial compared to when you do a 40 minutes of running of low intensity. But any form of exercise is still good. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Well, we have Sejal Thamke asking, sir, what food habits need to be changed in students to change up and change up their energy levels?
Energy level means they want to be more energetic. I guess they are saying that I want to be more energetic, more enthusiastic. So
Throughout the
what
day.
throughout the day? For that, again, the food habit, I will not say very specifically. I would rather, suggest, to uh, you see that this is very a question which usually, I don't answer in a very okay, you should eat that food, because as I said in the beginning, you should be taking a well-balanced diet. So when you take a well-balanced diet, that is more important, rather focusing on X or Z food. Sometimes we say, oh, this food makes me more lethargic. For example, if you take a lot of oils, if you take a lot of fats, I will not go with a specific food, but if you take a lot of fat in your body, this makes you more lazy and complacent in a day. So you should be taking, and if I say that you should be taking uh, carbohydrates which are fast carbohydrate, again that is not good in one way. But those fast carbohydrates, if you take, you may feel more energetic, but again that is that is low in a fiber, and any carbohydrate which low in a fiber will have another effect on your health. So when we say that, okay, which diet is good for energy levels, it's not there's not specific answer to that. But if your activity levels are very high, for example, you should be taking more of a carbohydrate. So it is more related to the carbohydrate basically. So your carbohydrate content should be increased in your food. Like for example, again, it depends upon how much active you are. It can be 5 grams or 6 grams, or even maybe 7 grams of carbohydrate per kg of your body weight, which will certainly keep your energy levels high for a day. But again, instead of recommending these things, I would say you should go back to my slide, where I've shown how much energy you need in a day. Calculate energy requirement, and according to that, take your diet.
Okay, sure, sir. So one more we have from Samyak Lalwani. From college onwards, what food habits a youth can improve in their day-to-day lifestyle? So as we know that we are being in a university, and those running habits that we have. So what would you suggest as small steps how we can improve our nutrition and also our day-to-day life?
Yeah, actually, it's a good question for the college youth. I believe you need a lot of as I said, you need a lot of energy, and at this age you also need a lot of proteins in your food. So your food should be little on higher side on the protein. because sometimes you take protein and there are some digestive values of each food, and you may be thinking that you are taking good protein, but you are not actually absorbing that. So you should be taking a little higher protein, like for example, 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per on daily basis, according to your body weight. So I would suggest you should be, let me come back to the practical aspect. So you should be taking some 2, 3, like, any two vegetables of different colors, any two fruits of different colors. Always choose a different color, never go for the same color. And that you should take in a weekly basis also. In the week, you should try to take most of the colored vegetables and most of the colored or seasoned fruits you should take. Then you should go with the milk is very good option. You should go with the banana. Banana is very good, for the college going students, and it is very, like healthy, snack, which gives you a lot of energy also. It has a lot of carbohydrate content. As I said before, so you can make a protein shake with the milk, banana, honey, and if you have the olive oil, you can put some olive oil in that. That will be a very good recipe for the college going students. And also it is important to take a pre-sleep protein. That taking a protein before the sleep. So around 30 to 40 grams of protein each of the college going students should take before you sleep. And in the pre-sleep protein, traditionally, if you see in India, we used to take a glass of milk before we sleep in many places. Okay, but if you are allergic to the milk products, you can go with the soya or something else, or you can otherwise, if you don't have problem with milk products, you can take a milk or a cheese also, before you sleep. So pre-sleep protein is again, I will recommend, to the college going students. And try to avoid, the food which is high in fat, high in salt, which is again very important. There are certain foods which you are eating, might be eating. Don't go for the, the fast foods or, snacks, which you get. Remember, every chocolate you take, it is equal to 2 or 3 chapatis. So sometimes you think, okay, I have taken one Snickers. So that one Snicker is nothing will feel in your stomach, right? It will not feel anything, but you have taken equal to 2 to 3 chapatis. One samosa is equal to 3 chapatis. Okay, one bread pakoda equal to 4 chapatis, almost. They are very dense in calories, very high in content, high in fat content. So try to avoid such foods on regular basis. I am not a person who say, okay, don't eat that, but I always say don't eat these type of foods on regular basis. If you want to go to McDonald's or some other restaurants, you can go, but not on a daily basis, right? Just on an occasional basis, you can. And remember, especially for the college students, again, when you go for any carbonated drinks, maybe it is Pepsi or Coke, if you look at the brand names. So these offer empty calories. There are no calorie in such drinks. So there is no point in taking again these type of drinks. They just increase your body weight, and they offer no values, in your overall diet. So again, I'm saying I will not say, okay, don't drink anything. Okay, such things you can do it, but on a very occasional basis. Okay, but it should not be in your daily lifestyle. And for the juices also, I would say instead of going with the juice, it's better you take the whole fruit. Like if you want to take the orange juice, better you take the orange. Instead of taking apple juice, take the apple. Because when you eat the fruit, you get in that you get a fiber also, and you get various organic other bioorganic compounds when you take the wholesome fruit. And always remember one more thing, to take different leaves, are very important. Raw leaves, in your diet. They are very important for fiber, because at this age you have to make sure that your intestine, especially the colon, is in a good shape, and that can be with the help of the fiber. So take a lot of fibers in terms of these green leaves and all, which will keep your digestive tract, healthy. That is again very important for at this stage for the youth. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I just had one more question. In between, you mentioned about I guess I'm sorry if I'm spelling it wrong. Plyometric training, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, plyometric training. Okay, plyometric training is, we have here Professor Director of Sports is also here. He must be knowing
Yeah,
about
Padma
all those
Karma.
things also. We all know that. So plyometric training is, it is it's a training which we do like using your own body weight, as a resistance, like you do the jumps, okay, and the jumps in different forms,
yes,
single leg jump, both leg jumps. You jump from the
yes,
box to the down. So using your own body weight, as a resistance, and especially the hoppings, is there, then these are all called plyometric training.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you
Kenneth
so much.
Das. Kenneth, do you have any question? Yeah, Richa
Uh,
Chakraborty. Yeah.
yes, sir. There was a question, what food habits need to change in students so that their energy levels go up?
I think I have answered that question before.
What is the main problem nowadays with youth to accept health and exercise? And why is it a big challenge to follow?
What is the main problem for the youth to maintain health and exercise, right? You
Accepting
see,
it in the first place.
accepting it, you see, that's what I said in the beginning, when I begin my lecture, that any exercise program we follow, it has to be incorporated, in your lifestyle. So any exercise, if it distract, if it distract you, or if it disturbs your daily routine. For example, as I said, if you are a student, you are studying, and if you do any exercise and it disturb your studies, it disturb your daily routine, you will not follow it. So the problem here is with the choosing the right type of exercise, right type of activity for you. So if you choose a right type of activity, and if you are properly guided also, first you need a guidance, right? Somebody has to guide you, okay, choose this or that activity. So the activity should be such that we should complement your daily lifestyle. And because of the lot of screen time you have nowadays, even this is a problem, everywhere. Even I have my son, let me give you an example of my son. Whenever he go and play football, for example, and when he comes back, I always tell him, okay, I give him some program. Okay, now you have to do today this time that these things. And he say, Dad, I have played football for 1 hour with my friends. I did exercise. Then I tell him, no, you did not do exercise. You went with your friends to socialize for recreation. Of course, in that way, you did exercise, but your intention was not to do exercise. That's not something in your mind was to go with your friends and play and have a recreation, but not from the point of view of exercise. Okay, I had to do exercise today and I'm going for that purpose. And that is why most of us, even professors are here sitting here, I am also here, most of us and all the students, you are here, our childhood, we play all the games, right? We all are very active in our childhood. But what happens that when you become adult, why you stop exercising? Or now in my age, why we stop? Because we did not develop that attitude from the beginning, of our childhood. When I was playing at age of 5 years, 6 years, 10 years in my childhood, I was playing just for playing. My parent never asked me to play to develop that attitude toward exercise. Exercise is not as a routine for me. It was just like so we didn't develop that habit. We did not develop that concept of exercising in those days. And that is the problem. And the same thing will be now applicable for you as a youth. Now, if you do some exercise and you will do just, okay, I have to do it because someone has told me, and you do it for some specific purpose for 1 week, 2 weeks, or 2 months, 3 months, you will leave it. But when you understand and when you develop a habit, and that is why after I finish this lecture, I have another lecture, and that also in a Pune. It's some
Achha.
Tilak, Maharashtra. I don't know, it's
Okay,
some
okay.
law college. So
Tilak
I'm giving a
Maharashtra.
lecture. Yeah. So I'm giving a lecture there. If somebody can join there, it is on the development of sports culture in higher education. So there I'll be talking a lot about this, that how we can develop the sports culture. When I say sports culture, how we can develop the exercise habit in the students in the universities in India. So how you can exercise, what we should do so that you can continue to do exercise, at that level. So the main thing is developing a right attitude and choosing a program which can be incorporated into your lifestyles. If you can do that, you will continue. Otherwise, you will after I finish my lecture today, you will maybe some of you will go and exercise tomorrow morning, right? But then after 1 week, you will say thank you, we are done, because that does not suit your daily routine. So the main thing is that exercise program should complement what you are doing. It should add value to your daily work. And this is not that easy to understand. For this, you need to sit with someone, you need to sit with the expert, professional people to choose the right type of activity, right program, and then you can carry it forward for your entire life. Okay.
Yes.
So I had one more question.
Yeah.
For your future lifestyle, like that when you get into the working lifestyle, this is how your routine would be. Should we start preparing for it right now?
Yes, you should be preparing for right now, and even I will say you are late, but still you can prepare it for the right now. And this is again, you see, I am exercising every day. I run marathons. I am 50 years old and I run full marathons. This year also I run 2 full marathons, 6 half marathons, and this year I have given my personal best in half marathon. One of the half marathon I run in 1 hour 42 minutes, which is my personal best. So why I'm doing that at the age of 50? What's the reason? So it is again, this is because it's not that I was a sports person from my background. So there are many sports person who are not doing exercise. So it is not because of that only. It is because of the understanding. Now at your age, when I was at your age, I understood, okay, that exercise, I did exercise as a part of my daily habit. Not as something, okay, I have to do it, as somebody has forced me. You have to make it a habit. If you make it a habit, believe me, now if for 2 days, if I miss something, if I miss my exercise for some reason, because of a social reason, because of my son, because of my family, if I have to go somewhere, I get upset. Because I don't want to miss my schedule in any case. So once you develop the habit, and this is called as an exercise addiction. There's a term called exercise addiction. So exercise addiction is something which is very good, a good addiction, right? So once you start exercising, and if you start exercising for now and you exercise for say 6 to 7 months without break, you will develop a habit. And then it will go smoothly within your daily routine, and for your, in your career, when you start working in your future life, you will not miss that. So continuity is very important. In exercise, the continuity is very important. If you take a break, even for me, if I take a break for say 1 month, it's become very difficult. When I go for summer vacation, I take a break. And when I come back, it becomes very difficult for me to start tomorrow, and that tomorrow never comes. So then I have to tell myself finally, it's enough is enough. I have to go today. So it happens. And that's why I don't take a break for 2 months or 3 months. I usually take a short break, 15, 20 days like that. Okay.
Yes. I think somebody was raising. Richa was raising hands. Richa, you can unmute yourself and you can ask question. Okay, even Phad sir is also there. Would you like to say something, sir? Phad sir?
So thank you. It was a very excellent program you have arranged. And Dr. Tomar sir, thank you very much. You got the throughout the knowledge very well. And it was covered all the components which are required by the normal person, exercising person, and the outstanding sportsman also. It was very nice, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So it was
Yeah.
definitely a wonderful thing for our university and college going students as well, because we usually ignore the fact that we need to be fit and not just play and exercise fitness during sports only. but it should be on regular basis. And as you said, we should incorporate it in our lifestyle and not just for the sake of doing it. So we
Yes,
thank you, and
yeah, you are
definitely.
right, and that's why it is very important, that you have to convince yourself. You see, you cannot do any exercise until unless you are convinced. So always I say that fitness is physical, but before physical, it is a state of mind. And there's a psychology behind exercise. Exercise is physical, but there's a psychology behind that. So psychology is that what I said, the convincing. You have to convince yourself. If you are not convinced about something, you will start. Many people they start, but 90% people they stop after some time because they are not convinced when they started. Because I told you something and you started. When you start from yourself, that's what I say. Whenever you start any program, you first don't start tomorrow. Sit down for 1 week. Make a chart. Write on a paper why you want to start. Understand, realize, see pros and cons, everything. List your daily routine. What are the hurdles which you can have in that week? Like somebody is asking, how can I continue? So right, okay, this is a hurdle for me on Monday. This is on Tuesday. This is Wednesday, and sort out and see where your program fits best. And when you choose the right time, right activity, which actually helps you in a daily routine, then certainly, you will not be able to you can continue it for a long time. So convincing is very important. Convince yourself first. And once you convince, then you can convince others also, right? Like I am convincing you.
Absolutely. So we all of us will keep that thing in mind. And now, thank you so much. And also, I would like to ask all the dignitaries to turn on their camera so that we can take a good, nice picture of us.
Yes, please switch on your camera. Priya.
Smile.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I would like to move forward by asking Kanak to give us the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Samiksha. It is a great privilege to host and extend the vote of thanks on this informative event. I express my gratitude to Dr. Rakesh Tomar to have shared with us the knowledge and insights on nutrition and exercise for youth, physical education. It was a great privilege to have been part of this informative and motivating session. This session has definitely helped us all in understanding the importance of physical exercise and health as a whole. I am sure many of us will implement your tips and guides in our daily lives. Thank you, Dr. Tomar, for joining us today. We are very much thankful to our Executive President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. Mangeshri Karat sir, for his constant support. We owe our sincere thanks to Professor Padmakar Phad sir for welcoming the guests. We are thankful to Dr. Atul Patil sir, Director of School of Holistic Development, for bringing all of us under one roof and making the session possible. Professor Rajabhau Patil sir, Coordinator, Societal Emotions, Spirituality and Morality, for guiding and leading us through this program. I appreciate the presence of all the deans and directors and registrar of the institute and the teaching and non-teaching staff and the enthusiastic audience for their patience and active participation to make this talk interactive and wonderful. Thank you everyone and have a very nice day.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Once again, really,
Thank you.
we don't have words to express our gratitude for you. You have given your precious time for us. Even thank you very much, Phad sir also. He is busy in the sports Gurukul. So he has given his precious time for us also to welcome the guests as well as he was there throughout the session. Thank you once again, sir. Thank you very much. Definitely we will meet again. So even we are going to invite you also to our university also. Of course, Phad sir is there.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you so much. Even I enjoyed a lot. I have given so many lectures, but I really enjoyed this session, especially the students who are very active. I can see that Priya, Kanak, and Samiksha, all, it's a very well organized event, really, I'm telling it, it's not just sometimes the guests say, okay, it's good, but I'm telling from the heart. Really, it was very well organized, event. I really appreciate, appreciate that, especially the students, the way you handle the program, really commendable. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All the sessions are hosted by students only, sir. So they are
Very good,
students
sir.
of society. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Pramod, sir. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please visit in person to our university, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Right,
sir.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So
Have a
shall we
great
end?
day.
Shall we end the session, Samiksha?
Yes, sir. We conclude this session and I wish all have a great day.
Okay, same to you.
Thank you.